What's up? First of all, I mean, Chris Foster, he's a legend already for how many years here in BarberSociety?
I've been doing about since the very first one. I can't remember the year, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
COVID messed things up a little bit.
So he was my first host when I did my first stage ever, and it was already 5 years ago. How was that?
Wow, dude. So this guy 5 years ago, you didn't speak English 5 years ago? Not really.
No, not at all.
This guy has worked on himself. He's worked on his brand. He's going to talk about his brand, how he got to where he has got to. This guy is a global superstar in 5 years. So I want you guys to really, if you want to up your barbering game, you need to listen to this guy here because he's done the work.
Okay, first of all, a big applause for Chris Foster because he's presenting me like a G.
I'll leave it to you.
Okay, thank you guys. Other guys from Belgium over here. I see some friends over here. Yeah, but I will speak English, and maybe Chris can translate it later in Flemish. Yeah. So you have 5 years, and then after 5 years we come back. So you speak Flemish. Oh, perfectly. So first of all, thank you. I had the honor of Mark and Miranda. They were like a few weeks ago at Top Hair show, and I had the opportunity to create a main stage show who is called Underwater. And basically it's a collection that I created on stage. And they came to me like, hey, Kevin, your show was amazing. I really love what you did. And I say, do you want to come to BarberSociety Live back again and show a little piece of the show that you did? I don't know if there were any people over here who were at Top Hair a few weeks ago. No? Okay, this is going to be interesting. So this is a new era for me. So what I did is I did a collection. A few years ago, I started as a barber, like Chris said, with a lot of fears, just cutting in my corner in my barber shop, right? I did a lot of haircuts. I did my first stage, and I realized after that experience, I didn't say a word. So I was just cutting on stage, on the chair, doing some amazing haircuts, and didn't say a word, nothing. I just asked the DJ to put some music, and let's just do my art, right? And then I realized back again, like, okay, I need to show some people. I need to show some, a story, a collection. After a few years barbering, I realized that in Belgium, it's a small networking 10 years ago. So as a barber, I had a dream to become an international barber and travel the world and show my art, right? So my first question is, should I only do haircuts? Answer to that was no. What was my passion? My passion was fashion. My passion was culture, architecture. So I took more deepness in that, and I started to create collections. By collection said is that I spent 5% time of my time not working in my barbershop, but 5% time I was buying, paying my photographer, my business partner Fabrice, who is following me all over the world. So everything what you see on social media, he's following me. But there's a reason for it. Because 5% time of my time, I create collections. And I closed the shop. I paid some real models. I paid a videographer. I paid a photographer. And I started to create the collections. With that said, after a few collections, I was done and I didn't have the passion, okay, it's nice, but I want to have a purpose next to my collections, right? And then I started to do collections like #Don'tPanic. #Don'tPanic was kind of a collection that's a tribute to female with short hair. And then I had a massive impact on that. Top Hair called me and said, Kevin, I want you on the main stage at Top Hair where 2,500 people are watching you. We were with 28 people backstage. Today, I bring 4 amazing models of it, so I will show you a little piece of the collection. There's a reason I didn't use my intro of the show yet, because I want to talk about creating sensation transference, right? So as a business owner as well, my mission was how can I trigger new customers? How can I trigger barbers, the youth, and kind of start to follow me and working together? And I was like, okay, what's about marketing? How corporate business are triggering people to the supermarket and stuff like that. So sensation transference is the fact, I will keep it short, is that people don't buy products, yeah? People buy feelings, emotion. As an example, you go with your kids. I have two beautiful daughters, 5 and 8 years old. I go to the store. So imagine you go to the store and there were only white products at the store. What will be the reaction of the kids? They say, come on, Dad, let's go home again. What are we doing here? So the day after that, the cereals and stuff like that, it costs like $20 for a bucket cereals. But inside it's just like cereals, right? But the package is so powerful. So the little children wants to buy that. And that's called sensation transfer. And I was like, okay, how should I create that in my business? And we will do a little example about that. Before I do the intro, I was just gonna say we created an NFT robot to intro my show at Top Hair, right? So before I show that, I want to maybe help me with sensation transfers live on stage. So please help your barber brother. Can you please stand up for a minute? Thank you, right? Okay, what we're gonna do is, now everybody's quiet, right? And there's a lot of people over there. So like Chris said, I came from 4 in the morning, driving 3 hours with my models. Everybody was sleeping. I started to do my preparation. What I want is, I want to create sensation transference over whole this place. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start to clap, one time. And we're gonna clap faster. Faster, louder, 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 louder. And we keep yelling. And then I want to see the reaction of the people, and people coming, oh, what happens, right? Thank you for that. Let's start the show. I'm gonna start sensation transfers for you. Thank you so much. Was dat bakje? This is my intro, by the way, in the show.
24. With my advanced high-tech programming, I've been designed to detect and express various emotions. Today, I'm excited to take you on a journey as I introduce you to Takara Belmont, a company that is revolutionizing the world of salon furniture and equipment. Takara Belmont is a company dedicated to creating beauty, comfort, and functionality in every salon. For over 95 years, we have been the leading manufacturer of salon furniture and equipment, committed to providing the best solutions for every type of salon. Our philosophy is rooted in the belief that beauty is an art form that should be celebrated, and that the salon is a place where creativity and innovation should thrive. We are proud to collaborate with Kevin Boon, a creative force in the hairdressing industry, who shares our passion for innovation and excellence. His dedication to creativity and excellence is something that we admire and share at Takara Belmont. Kevin Boon is not just a hairdresser or a barber, he is a true creative genius. As an artistic director, he blends his love for architecture with his barbering expertise to create works of art that are visually stunning and innovative. From photos and videos to clothing collections, Kevin's work is a true reflection of his passion for the arts. His ability to push boundaries and think outside the box is what sets him apart from the crowd. With Kevin, there are no limits to what he can create. I am excited to introduce Kevin Boon to the stage. I encourage you to let yourself be carried away by the story and the visuals, and to fully embrace this unique experience. So without further ado, please give a warm welcome to Kevin Boon.
So first, you like that?
The mic is not on. That is a transfer of experience.
Experience, right? So
Amazing.
who felt the emotion of the intro? No one? Yeah? Okay. So what I want to create is, imagine that I need to go on stage in front of 2,500 people, right? So I need to make people excited. Next to that, that's the first step. The second step, a collection. That was my manager in the time. He's not here. He's busy on vacation. But that's the time that he called me, okay, we need a name for your collection, for your show at Top Hair. And I had a tribute for a little boy who is called Jan. And I call it On the Water. And I will explain afterwards why I call it On the Water. Little Jan is a boy from 11, 12 years old. He comes to my barbershop, right? And he told me that he's misunderstood. He told me, Kevin, I like to dress different. I like to have pink on my hair. I like to play still football, but people are laughing at me, right? And as he said, when I come to your shop, at your barbershop, right, a little boy, he tells me like, I'm feeling free because you show me the freedom of whatever you want to do, right? So we came at the barbershop and we started a conversation. At that time, I knew I had a Top Hair show, and I was like, can I say fuck on here? Yeah? I say, fuck. Say, fuck. Say, what I should do for a big, massive show. I didn't have inspiration. And I was like, you know what? I will take that conversation of little Jan and create a collection with that. And he had a fantasy about an underwater world with underwater monsters. And basically at the Top Hair show, the models, the dancer, were representing Lil Jan's fantasy. Obviously, we are barbers and haircutters, so I need to show some little bit of the haircuts. But we created a dark fantasy. With that said, we managed to close, to kind of create a fashion, to kind of create an idea about that fantasy, right? So what I did with Amiran, I did just, he's basically, the pretty boy in the town, right? So he comes at the barbershop, sorry for that, Amiran, right? So I like to keep it simple. So what I did is just keeping a low fade with a little bit some movement at the back. And what I like about Amiran is hair, that he has a lot of bulkiness. So creating this little underwater monster is that I'm gonna make this pretty boy like a wild, a lot of movement haircut. So this is what I will do right now. Okay, first of all, very important that we dry everything. So we need to make sure that there's no such as thing like, how you call it in English or in Flemish? Wetness or?
Yeah, wet, dampness, not too damp.
It's not too damp, thank you. I love the fact that you help me on stage. I feel more comfortable about it. Thank you. So what I'm gonna do is not so much. I'm just gonna use my curl. How you call it?
Brush.
Curl brush.
Round brush.
Back to the basics.
A round brush.
A round brush.
Yeah.
I will create a little bit texture. As you can see, I already blow dry his hair doing the intro. And what I like about Amiran's hair is that the back, let's create some party at the back, right? I will use the Statesman powdered puff to create a little bit more texture and strength into my look. So I started with a simple haircut. Basically what we see every day at the barbershop, one of my 15 customers that we do all day, right? And I like that. I like the fact that I love his look. I love his hair, his fade quality, right? So I don't want to go too extravagant on that because his look, his eyes creates already a lot of powerful emotions for me. Thank you. So what I really like, Fabrice knows already that I'm now finishing this haircut. And this is the part, come back here. This is the part ready to style. So Amiran, maybe you can stand up a little bit. You can stand on the front just a little bit, show the people. Can we have an applause for Amiran, please? Yeah, you can go. That's really cool. I can organize my own thing. Okay, next is the sensation of the story, also created by my Ale24. He's going to tell the story about the little Jan.
I must warn you that the images you are about to see may be dark and unsettling, but I encourage you to stay focused and open-minded, for these visuals will soon intensify. Pay close attention, my dear audience, for what you are about to witness is not just a work of fiction, but a story based on true life, real people, and open fantasy. Jan. Little Jan is his name. Jan is a boy with many talents and visions. Talk about vision from a little boy perspective. Stand still for a moment and think back when yourself were young and small. Imagine what were then your fantasies or dreams. Dreams that then made you feel free because there was only a basic knowledge of society at that age. You go to school, you watch cartoons, you play around and you experience, sleep without fear. At least this is not really true. Little Jan had tremendous fears and delusions at a young age that seemed so real. An open fantasy that was considered madness and laughable by his fellow peers. Jan goes to the barbershop and has a connection that is powerful and feels understood. Kevin Boon is at that moment his admitted soul who enters Jan's world. A world of fears, fantasy, monsters, and powers. Jan explains to Kevin that he feels misunderstood, and he wants to become like Kevin. Not to be laughed at, but to be understood. He explains that he often plays with dolls after school, and also does their hair. And afterwards, he always takes a bath. Jan loves his bath. He says to Kevin, "In the bath, I go underwater, and I feel light, and everything is quiet." That silence changes after a while. A change that becomes a trip to the underwater world.
So why should I bring a flat top in my collection? Because the flat top is representing me. A lot of people doesn't know me on when I started. I started basically barbering because in the back I was kind of a good football player with a lot of ambition. Basically like a lot of people over here, right? So everybody was thinking that, okay, let's basically not going to school, footballing, and then I get injured. But the fact is that I created a networking of football players that wanted to be cut. I lived from my 15 years old to 20 years old to an African family, right? And basically the father, he bought a Moser at the time, a Moser with a cable, right? And he said, hey, Kevin, can you please start cutting my sons because they cannot go to the church like that. Because at the time there was tectonic electro dance and then there was like longer hair and stuff like that. So I had to cut the hair, right? So Billy is representing me starting as a barber. So I really appreciate it. He's also a barber. He's always backing my journey. And I love and I still love Afro hair, right? Okay. Let's create another monster, if I can tell it like that. What I do is, this is Akan. I used Akan already for my Tokyo season, one of my collections before, right? And what I really like about Akan, it reminds me of anime. Who likes anime here? Dragon Ball Z and stuff, yeah? Like anime? So I want to create kind of a monster that represents a little bit the anime. Also, how you say, a time of my childhood where I really truly respect and I truly believe that that time made me who I am today. So a little bit some creation. What I'm gonna do is I will use a little bit some grooming spray at the back. I created a little bit some disconnected texture because I want to bring the 90s a little bit back. With that said, keeping the anime at the front, and bring the 90s back, at the back. Same thing. So I used at the front, and yes, this is a part of the look, yeah, is a silver pins, hairpins, that will help me create the anime factory. I'm gonna use a wet look gel statement. There you go. Make sure that I don't touch the other part. And this is what I love about our job, basically. That you can just put your imagination into a styling, and sometimes even without technical, how you say? Excellence. But for me, at that point, is the emotion that I create on my content. And when it gets a little bit drier, same here, Fabrice. And there you go. So, there was Akan, Lau. Ja, ik weet. Let's go. Before you can sit down, who likes Berlin? Who likes Berlin? So, Lau is representing another diversity, and he's representing Berlin right now. So what you guys need to know is that on the show, there's the end, and you're gonna see the end of the story about little Jan, right? And at the end, there was a little ghost, and the biggest fear of little boy Jan was society. So it was not the monsters, was not an underwater fantasy, it was basically society. And society was representing a white ghost on stage at top hair. So Lau was my white ghost representing on stage. Can I use the presentation, please?
My mission for today is complete. The underwater collection has come to its end. A journey of imagination yet sense of reality. Little Jan was our main character here. But who is little Jan? I thank you, little monsters. Al24 signing off.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I take a look at my life and realize there's nothing left. Cause I've been blasting and laughing so long that even my mama thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never crossed a man that didn't deserve it. Be treated like a punk, you know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies might be lying to chalk. I really hate the trip, but I gotta know. As they groove, I see myself in the pistol smoke. Fool, I'm the kind of G the little homies wanna be like, on my knees in the night, saying prayers in the street light.
You can leave the stage. So, first of all, we can redo the music, please. I just want to say that little boy was me. So I did the show underwater. It's about the fear that I had when I was a younger child. So I hope everybody's appreciating this. And thanks a lot for having me.
Sorry. This guy, I listen. Guys, you have to understand that when he came to the stage in 2018, he said nothing. His work spoke. But this right here is multi-sensory. You have seen Kevin's metamorphosis, and he is an amazing artist, bro. Listen, give a round of applause for this guy, okay? That was spectacular, bro. Absolutely spectacular.
Thank you, guys.
Man.
Thank you so much, guys.
Kevin Boon, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin!